Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a demo. You don't really just throw you out like a candle. Then I really just throw you out.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Leah Tatiana. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any notifications. As you guys can tell by the title, today is my first story time. It's a story time, y'all, and this story is like very touchy. It is very scary, but oh my gosh, I guess it's time to let it out, y'all, because I don't talk about this really at all, except for when it was happening, you know, with my family that I had mentioned to, and like my very close friends. Y'all, this story literally like just, there's so many details in it. Like, y'all, I had to even create a whole note because it's like that much. Like, y'all, it's freaking crazy. But let's get straight into it, y'all. Oh my gosh, my coworker turned into my stalker, y'all. It is the most freaking craziest thing to me. Like, something I would have never imagined that would happen to me. But you know, like, anything can happen to anybody at any time. So at this point, like, it is what it is. It was freaking terrifying. So I was working at this place. I won't say the name of the place because, you know, companies nowadays, they be doing the most. But, and they were in the wrong, but I'm just not even gonna say the name. So I was working at this place, and we got hired in groups at the time. So I got hired on. I had just moved back from living in Texas. I had moved back home to California, where I'm from. And I was already hired on out there, but during like my time moving back, I was like, okay, I can't even work here. Like, you know, something's gonna have to change. So I just decided to work out here there because it was an easy job to get on, you know, for me moving back. And it just, like, I don't know, like, I'm like, okay, whatever, like, it's an easy job, I'm gonna take it, you know, like, I need the money, you know. And I had just moved back, and then I had just got my apartment here, so I'm like, okay, whatever, like, I need to work in order to pay my bills. So I get the job. I'm hired into a group, maybe like 7 of us. We're all getting trained at the same time. Our person, the trainer, she's telling us, you know, okay, this and that, this is what you're gonna do. You guys are gonna have stations. You guys are gonna be working individually, but you guys will have someone next to you on each, you guys will have someone next to you on each station that's by you. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know. So she's teaching us, you know, we're learning, and then eventually we all get separated to go and go to our station. So I get put on the station, and there's certain sides. I'm pretty sure you guys are going to be able to tell where I was working at by just me explaining stuff, but I'm not saying it, so hey. But no, so I got put on my station, and my station, like, on the side that I was put on, there's maybe like a few stations right there, but on the right hand side, like, there's a bunch. So I got put on the emptier side, which I was like, okay, cool, like, I could take my time, do what I need to do, learn how I want to learn, you know, like, I won't probably be getting interrupted that much. So I'm on my station, she's talking to me, explaining things, letting me know, like, if I need help, you know, it's not hard to find her, pretty much. Like, I could call for her, I could ask another manager I see around, you know, whatever the case may be. There's these 2 guys next to me. One was on the left side of me, and then one was on the left side of him. So the guy next to me, he's like, oh, hi, like, are you new or whatever? And I'm thinking, you know, he's just being nice, whatever. He's my coworker, we're working all at the same place, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'm new, like, you know, and I just keep doing what I'm doing, you know, what she taught me to do. And he's like, oh, like, here's a tip, you know, like, on how to make things, like, process for you easier. Like, you could put these items with these items and scan them through, you know, like, the smaller items you do, the more you'll be having scanned in, because you have to have like a certain amount of items scanned in. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, thanks for letting me know, you know, like, he asked me my name. I'm like, my name tag's right here, like, you see my name. I'm like, oh, I'm Aaliyah, you know, he's such and such. I'll just name him Bob. He's gonna be Bob. So Bob is like, yeah, nice to meet you, Aaliyah, you know, like, if you ever need help, blah, blah, blah. Me and such, the guy next to him, we'll call him Stacy, whatever, Bob and Stacy. Like, he's like, Stacy and I, like, we could help you, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, it's cool, like, you know, I got it. Like, it's a pretty simple job. Like, all you do is scan items, put them in the pockets where they go, you know. So I'm like, okay, like, you know, I appreciate it. And the day's going on, you know, he doesn't bother me anymore. And then the like following, not the next day, but like a few days after that, like once I'm on my own, I'm working at a station, and then he's next to me. He was already there, you know, and I got placed by him because when you first go in, you get your station and they give you a number. It's first floor, no, it's second floor, third floor, or fourth floor. And I remember too, my ticket was like 2234 or something like that, and I was on the second floor and his station was right next to mine. When I got there, I saw him. He said, oh, hi, like, you know, whatever. And I'm speaking back, you know, I'm like, oh, hi, good morning, you know, like, and I go about my day. And he just keeps trying to start conversation. So, you know, I'm not gonna be mean, you know, like, I don't know this person to judge them. Like, you know, I speak, hello, you know, like, have a nice day. And it was just that. And so after that, y'all, like, it became a repetitive thing. Like, he's always trying to speak. He's always talking, trying to make conversation, you know, and it's just like, okay, like, you know, like, there's a hi and bye, okay, like, I understand, but if you're continuously trying to communicate, I'm gonna be, like, kind of, like, standoffish, you know, like, I'm not here to make friends, I'm just here to work. So, like, it just became, like, repetitive, you know, and I noticed it, and I'm like, okay, like, this is kind of weird, like, you know, like, why do you always want to speak to me and be around me, you know, like, and mind you guys, this guy, he's at least, like, 20 years older than me. This was 2 years ago, so I was like 23 turning 24. Right now I'm 26, but he definitely was like at least 40, like 45, like, you know, around that area. He was way older than me, but like I said, it became repetitive, like day after day. He's just, you know, like standing like next to me, like everywhere I go, like breaks, like he would try to sit by me in the break room, and I'm just like, bro, like, why? Like, I don't even give off like, okay, come be around me. Like, I understand if I'm giving off like this energy, like I want you around me or something, but if I'm not doing that, then you shouldn't be bothering me, sir. Like, you should be going about your business. Like, I'm literally like not even half your age. Like, you're freaking way older than me. Just get away, like, you know. And like, I was starting to get frustrated because I was noticing more and more stuff. And like, when I say noticing more and more stuff, like, he would go and like, I would have my ticket, like, he would see me in the mornings, he like kind of like peep where I go, and then next thing you know, like, I'm next to someone and he's asking them to trade stations. Then he began to like lie to the person next to me and say like, oh, I got sent to this number, having them move stations so he could be next to me. Mind you, I'm not even speaking to him, so it's like very, very weird of him to do that, and it made me very, very uncomfortable. And you know, like, me noticing it, like, I didn't push the issue, you know. I'm just like, kind of like, I'm gonna just stay away from this guy, you know. And what really pushed me though, like, what pushed me over the edge, and I'm like, okay, like, something has to be done, like, something has to be said, is when he lied to the person and he said that that was his station, knowing that it wasn't. I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like, this is the last straw, you know, like, I can't do it anymore. So I went to a manager. I'm like, hey, like, this guy's around me, you know, kind of making me uncomfortable. Like, can I get moved stations, you know? So I moved stations, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, I'll move stations and he'll get the hint, you know, he'll leave me alone. Y'all, hell no. He did not leave me the alone. He did not leave me alone, you guys. Guys, oh my freaking gosh, like, this is freaking beyond me. Me talking about it is giving me like the chills, because it's like, this guy is freaking weird, like, oh my gosh. But okay, the next morning, y'all, I get to work. The next morning I get to work, y'all, and I park my car, me not even watching, whatever. I get out of my car early, y'all. I get out of my car early, and I go in the room to get some breakfast or whatever in the little lunch area. Like, maybe like 6 steps out of my car, I turn around because I hear someone behind me, and it's him. And he's like, oh, hey, good morning. I didn't know you parked in this parking lot. Get the for real. Because now you're just playing with me, and Like, at this point, I'm about to defend myself and do what I gotta do. Because get away from me. Like, what are you doing? You're lying. So I'm like, I literally look at him, y'all, and I turn around and keep walking. I ignored him. Like, I'm already terrified. Like, you don't get the hint. You get the hint, but you don't care. I'm like, bro, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't. So I get in the building, y'all, and once again, he ends up right next to me within 30 minutes of clocking in. So I wait till lunchtime, because after lunchtime, people move stations all the time, you know, like, I'm getting used to the job at this point. People move stations, you know, like, after lunch, you move wherever you want to go and people go home. So I wait, people get on their station, I let him get back to his station. I go on the part where I first told y'all that has the less stations, like, there's not that many stations on the left-hand side. I go over there, there's like maybe 2 people, then there's me, but they're all spaced out. Y'all, this man came to the station next to me. Did not care. I'm like, okay, this is just too much. So I move again, you guys. I move again. And mind you, by this time, I have already told HR, I have already told a manager, they're not doing nothing. Like, all they're doing is, well, we can't do anything unless he physically harms you. So you're gonna wait for him to kidnap me or hurt me or hit me before y'all do something? Like, no. I'm like, okay, this is already my sign that I need to go. Like, this is freaking beyond me at this point. Like, bro, I moved twice in one day and you're still following me? Like, that's crazy. So I moved again, y'all. I moved again. You guys, I moved again. I moved again, you guys. I moved to the 4th floor from the 2nd. I moved 2 stories up, you guys. It's time for our 15-minute, or I think it was 10 minutes. It's time, whatever. It's time for our break. It's like 10-15 minutes. It's very short. And by the time you walk to get a snack and walk back, your break is up because the hallways are so long. And I'm not even over exaggerating. So I walk to get my snack and I sit down. Next thing you know, I hear the door opening to the stairway. And I don't pay no mind, you know. I had already moved. I'm like, okay, he's not going to follow me all the way up here. Like, I already moved twice. Like, come on now. Y'all, I moved. I looked up. And he's in my face sitting in front of me. And I'm like, weren't you... I'm sick of him at this point. I'm like, weren't you on the 2nd floor? Like, why are you up here? He was like, oh, I came to get a soda. You guys, there's like 4 or 5 vending machines on each floor. You came to tell me that you came to get a soda on the 4th floor where you knew I went to some way somehow. You came to get a soda? That was your excuse? A soda? No, you're stalking me and you're freaking weird. Like, get away from me. Like, and I'm telling HR this, like, every day. Like, I'm documenting, you guys. I have notes in my phone from freaking October and March of 2022, like, documenting everything, like, letting them know, like, detail by detail, like, everything, you know. And they're just, oh, we're gonna investigate the situation. We can't do anything right now, but continue to move you if he's by you. Like, that's not enough. Like, at this point, I need to leave. Like, I'm not coming back anymore. Like, I'm sick of y'all until y'all figure it out. Like, that's how I'm feeling. So when that happened, you guys, the lunchroom incident, I told HR, and then the next day, you know, like, days go on, like, he kind of, like, backed off, you know, like, I didn't really see him as much anymore. And then I think, like, word got to him that I had told HR or a manager. I'm walking in, like, one of the mornings after that, and he, like, approaches me, like, with this, like angry face, like, that he was, like, furious, and he's like, do we have a problem? Like, are we good? And I just looked at him and I kept walking because, don't be approaching me like that. Like, you about to take off on me or you about to do something to me if I answer wrong. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to walk in. Because, mind you guys, he's a man. Like, I'm a female. Obviously, like, a female is not going to be able to whip a man. I mean, some can, you know. Some of these may be weak now, but... this guy was big as hell. Like, not even big as hell, like, he was bigger than me. Like, at that time I was like 119 pounds. Like, I was a freaking twig. I was small. Like, you know, like, I just, it wasn't gonna work if I approached him back, you know. So when he did that, I ran straight to HR. Like, I walked there immediately, y'all. I walked there immediately and I told them, and they told me they were gonna investigate the cameras and see like what the altercation was. And when I did that, y'all, he knew I went to HR. And so him knowing that I went to HR after he approached me, y'all, why did this man go to HR after me? HR called me down, right? They called me down and they were like, I haven't even been using his name, Bob, whatever, Bob shit. But after he knew I went to HR, y'all, he went there immediately. And when he went, he told them I was harassing him and I was following him. Y'all. He told HR I stopped him outside, I harassed him and I was following him, and he feels unsafe. About me, you guys. About the woman that he's been stalking. That they already know what's behind it. So they call me down and they're like, hey, like, we want to go over this incident with you, you know, like, he's saying that he's feeling uncomfortable because you approached him outside, you followed him, this and that. And I'm like, is he serious? Like, you're not getting out of this. You're trying to flip the script, flip the story to get out of it. Like, you're a weirdo. And they all know it now. Like, it's just a matter of time, you know? Like, I'm not even about to freaking play no games with you. Like, you know what you're doing. But, y'all, he tried to flip the story on me, you guys. Like, he tried to act like it was me, like, freaking following him, stalking him, harassing him. Like, so crazy, right? So that same day, y'all, he had he was wearing like a ski mask, like a black ski mask, and like a green and black jacket. I still remember it. Like, the back of his jacket had green like writing in it. Like, it said, like, it was some crazy stuff on it, like mafia, like, I don't know, it was some crazy stuff on it. I ended up getting a new manager within like the time frame of me first reporting to them in freaking March until freaking October, because my other manager quit. And so the new manager, like, he knew the whole story already. So he knew. He was super cool. Like, me and him were cool. Like, he was, you know, like, very understanding, you know, like, he made sure we all felt comfortable and safe at all times. So the day of the HR incident, when he tried to flip the story, I go to my station. It's like the end of the day, maybe like 4 hours left. It's after lunch. So I'm going to my station. He's on the same floor as me. I just automatically removed myself. I didn't even care if he was on the station 12 down from me. I automatically removed myself and I went downstairs. As soon as I went downstairs, my manager was right there in the middle floor. And I was going to tell him that here he is once again going where I'm at. I went to go downstairs to tell my manager, like, I'm moving, you know, like, I don't want to be by this guy. I already see he's up here, so I'm going to move stations. My manager's like, okay. Mind you, I'm meeting him in the middle of the hallway. I'm like, he's already followed me twice today and he lied on me to HR today after I had already reported him. And my manager's like, okay, well, you can move wherever you want, but don't turn around. What you mean don't turn around? Y'all know I'm a nosy girl when it comes to me and myself. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna know. I said, what? I turned around, y'all. Why was he peeking at me, watching me through the freaking stairway door, through this little thin window, watching me? And my manager caught him. And my manager immediately reported it that same day. And after that, y'all, like, I didn't really see him anymore, like, and then my manager came up to me like maybe 2-3 weeks later, and he's like, you don't have to worry anymore, like, oh, I'm in freaking the Jews talking about this, but my manager's like, you don't have to worry anymore, like, you know, he's not gonna be working here. And I'm like, okay, like, good, you know, like, because, like, I can't take it anymore. Like, mind you, that same day when we both caught him, like, watching me, I went home early and I didn't come back for days. Because I was terrified. Like, I'm telling them I don't feel safe going to my car in the parking lot. Like, you guys, they even gave me like a freaking designated parking spot right in the front for security when they saw the camera footage and all that. Like, it was that bad, y'all. But so he's like, you know, you don't have to worry anymore, you know. And I'm like, okay, what happened? Did he get fired because you guys caught him finally? And he's like, well, I'm not able to disclose that type of information, which I'm sure that's why. But you guys, it was freaking crazy. Like, that's the scariest experience I've ever had to freaking go through. Like, my parents knew. Like, my parents were furious. They didn't even want me working there. But me just getting my apartment, I'm like, I need the job. I need money. Like, I need to pay my bills. So I got to figure something out. My life is way more important than that. Don't get me wrong, you know. But I somewhat like knew, like, you know, this has to be taken care of. Like, there's no way these people are gonna let this happen at this multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar freaking company. Like, this is crazy. So time went on, y'all. Like, you know, I freaking have PTSD. Like, I always think people are following me. Like, it's so scary. But time went on, And it's like, that happened in October. It's like January, February now. Y'all, this is the day I quit. So policy where like you get fired and you can get hired back on after, I think it was 3 months, I think it's 90 days. You can get hired back on. Y'all, I saw this man walking downstairs. I walked out, I scanned my badge, I walked out, and I never walked back. You guys let him come back after he was being a complete stalker, following me. Who knows what this man had planned? Like, I quit. I never looked back. I did not care. I did not care, you guys. After that, it was the freaking end for me. Like, I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is freaking insane. He probably freaking followed me. Like, I don't know. But as soon as I saw him, I walked out and I did not look back. And I would not look back because stuff like that is dangerous and people don't take it into consideration. So if you guys ever feel unsafe, or if you guys ever feel like someone's bothering you, stalking you, you need to let somebody know immediately. Because those type of issues are so real in the world today. Like, and it's becoming normal in certain areas, and it's freaking scary. So that closes out my story time, y'all. I'm happy I got to share that experience with you guys because it's hard talking about it. I never got to really tell my full story to anybody, you know, besides HR and my parents, you know. But that is my story time of my coworker turning into my stalker. And oh my gosh, y'all, I don't wish that on nobody. Like, it's freaking scary because who knows how much further it could have gone if I wouldn't have said anything, you know, or if he wouldn't have gotten caught. Like, you just have to really be careful and watch your surroundings. But thank you guys for coming to watch me today. I really appreciate you guys watching and listening to my story. I will definitely see you guys in the next video. And like I said before, if you guys are new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any notifications. And I'll see you guys later.
I wanna share my world, don't you understand?